All right, ladies. Oh my god, this is gonna take so long. Gentlemen, gamers, welcome back to what is finally the preseason patch for League of Legends, patch 11.23. So I'm actually gonna do this one on the website because I looked at it on the client, and it's a lot uglier on the client, and it's a lot prettier on the website. So we're gonna show off the website. But anyway, I'm expecting this to take probably at least a fucking hour, and I'm not looking forward to that. But I mean, I doubt I could get through all of this without getting interrupted by something, but we'll see. But yeah, let's go through the new preseason stuff. Let's see how it looks. Let's see how I feel, which is the most important part. And let's see. Let's just see. Let's go through it. All right. So preseason 2022 is here, and it's big. I actually don't think it's too big. It's big for some people, but it's not big for ADs. And you know, we'll see that as we go through it. There's almost no new AD anything in here except for maybe Lethal Tempo. So, but yeah, we'll go through what Lethal Tempo is gonna do. But it's pretty good. But anyway, patch 11.23 brings sweeping changes to the Rift, literally and figuratively. Yes, it does. Two big sweeping changes. With the new Chemtech and Hextech Drakes. 6 new items. That's not that good, but whatever. 24 item updates, which are mostly ass, but we'll see them. And then 3 changes to runes, which doesn't sound like a lot, and it's really not. Although some of them are getting big changes. So anyway. They should say 2 changes to runes and 1 new rune. I don't know why that isn't here. Because it's not 3 changes to runes. It's... I mean, technically it's a change, but... It's 1 new rune, 2 updates. But anyway. And Objective Bounties Ultimate Spellbook is also back with dozens of new alternates and a special treat for junglers. I don't really understand the point of putting back Ultimate Spellbook right now, especially since there's no pass out to get tokens. They've usually almost always had an event out when there's been a pass, but there's no pass right now, so... I know I'm not going to be playing this shit until there's a pass out, but I guess, you know, with, ranked not really mattering, I guess people have something to play, maybe. But if you're not... Like, the people who are into ranked are not going to be satisfied with Ultimate Spellbook coming back because it's preseason. But anyway, let's keep going. We're also diving deeper into Arcane this week. It is the last week for Arcane. This Saturday, the final 3 episodes release. I've been hearing nothing but good shit about Arcane, so I'm very excited. So, continue exploring the story behind Jinx and Vi, no one cares. Thematic updates in the game, pretty good. Secret Council archives, I'm not doing those. Those look annoying. It's in the client, basically. Fuck, if I had the client open, I could show you guys. But anyway. And interactive content online, which is the website which you get free shit from, which I am sure to be doing. Not on stream, though, because it's really long. By the way, preseason is our very own kind of progress days on the Rift. There are tons of experiments and discoveries to make. Innovate your heart out. Speaking of innovation, TFT, and I'm stopping there because I don't care about TFT. So... here's the little summary of everything. Excuse me. But we're not going to be going over this. The skins we'll go over at the end, but let's get into it. Into the Arcane. More lore. Cool. The Council Archives can't get enough of Arcane. Well, don't worry because there's more. Dig into Jason Vi's backstory by checking the client. Ultimate Spellbook is back. No one cares. League of Legends Avatar Creator. Maybe you want to be Arcane. You're in luck, the League of Legends Avatar... This is so stupid, who cares? Summoner's Rift accents. These have already been here. And how... Oh, I didn't even know they were on Howling Abyss, too. I thought that said Winions. Minions and turrets alike have gone over Makeover Riot XRK. Okay, no one cares. And then we're getting a Caitlyn ASU. No one expected this. I think no one really wanted this. But because we're in the middle of Arcane and that bullshit, I mean, I guess we're getting it. So... it's good, you know, we'll see it, we'll look at it. Objective Bounties, so this is the big one. This is the one Riot is keeping a close eye on, because this can be make or break. So, what's the point of this? The point of this is to give the losing team a way to be able to come back if they somehow get a Dragon or Baron or a Tower. I didn't think it would be Towers, but damn, it's Towers too. So you could have potentially your whole team be behind, but one person on your team is doing really well. and they just split, and the enemy team ignores them because they don't want to like deal with them yet, and then they just get a massive lead and start like snowballing back into their team. Hopefully, that's like, I think, best case scenario of what they wanted with this. But let's see. Objective bounties are another way for a losing team to get back into the game. The main problem I have with League now is, and this isn't really a problem, but it's a couple things. First of all, the game is decided way too early. Very rarely will a game be going one way, and then it flip-flop to where the other team comes back. And usually the games go like maybe if 30 minutes at all. It's very rare for a game to go past 30 minutes nowadays. It happens, but it's not as often as it used to be, and I really miss that. I want games to last a little longer. I'm an AD player. I like the late game. So overall, this gives another venue for the opposing team to come back, which might make the game last longer, which is hopefully good. If you don't want the game to last long, go play Wild Rift. Anyway. They grant extra gold rewards for taking and are designed to be hard to claim, but not impossible. We still want the winning team's leads to matter, so losing teams will have to capture multiple objectives in order to cash out what? Because a single bounty won't pay out very much. We hope that objective managers will allow you Okay, they only activate when you're getting ass fucked, and they'll be highlighted on the map in this little gold highlight. Cool. If the losing team takes objective with an active bounty, each of its members will receive objective bounty gold. So it kind of works like Old Dragon, where if one person gets it, I'm assuming your whole team gets a piece of the pie, which is really good. I thought it only went on the one person or people who take it, but I guess that's not the case, which is a little worse for solo plays, better for team play. Pretty good. So objective bounties are calculated in the background based on 4 factors: XP lead, gold lead, dragon lead, and turret lead. Wait. Oh no, yeah, that is 4. When they activate, each objective available for the team that's behind gains a bounty. Bounties start at the following, split evenly amongst all 5 team members. Yeah, it goes to everyone. Okay, cool. So Baron and Elder give the most. Drakes and Herald give the same amount. Outer turret, inner turret, base turret. So the biggest objectives are Baron, Dragon, and Rift. Pretty good. Okay, as the losing team falls further behind, these bounties amounts can increase. That's crazy. So 500 divided by 5 is 100 each to each person. That's not a lot. On one person alone, that'd be a lot. But aside from one person, it's not a lot. I think this is honestly fine. I don't think it's going to be that crazy. Like, what's 500 divided by 5 is 100 each. And then if you get an outer turret, it's even less. But yeah, you definitely have to stack them up, right? It's definitely right. The exact bounty for rewards will be visible under the losing team's objective icons. That is crazy. What objective is this? That's Dragon, I'm assuming, Baron, and then that's Towers? Ew. Blue team is behind, and additional gold they get for taking objective is listed below its objective. So you could get 800 gold for taking Baron or Dragon. That is insane. Objective bounties activate 15 seconds after a team falls below the threshold, and deactivates 15 seconds after they rise above it. So you never know the threshold, though. Okay. Cool. Jungle changes. We're introducing 2 new dragons to Summoner's Rift. These are the big changes right here. Complete with new buffs, souls, and terrain effects. The terrain effects are probably the biggest changes. The selection, because, I mean, let's be honest, how often do you get souls in games, right? The selection rate of Chemtech Rift and Hextech Rift terrains will be temporarily doubled during this patch only, so you could basically, you know, test the new maps out in preseason and not in the actual season, which is a good idea. And Dragon Souls more frequently during preseason. So Chemtech. So basically, I don't know if I want to read all this. Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, sorry, we're doing patch notes. Chemtech Drake is all about playing the edge. On the edge, taking calculated risks and fighting for every scrap. The Chemtech Dragon Soul encourages you to go big or go home. So I believe this is the dragon that gives you a Scion passive, which is crazy. Like, I'm really excited to see this in the next worlds, because if they get a Chemtech Soul, right? Let's just say one team is fighting another team at Baron, and let's say SKT completely like scrapes C9 at Baron Pit. C9 comes back alive, scrapes them back, and then they just deny them Baron because they have the soul. That is like, that would be so cool. Everyone basically has like a second brief life. It's so crazy. Anyway, without the soul, it grants up to 5% bonus damage per stack against enemies with more health than you. So I'm curious if that's percentage based or if it's actually just number based. So like, if I'm full health, right, and I go against the Scion, do I just automatically get the buff? Like if I'm a full health AD and then I go against like a 4,000 health Scion, do I just get the buff at that point? I hope so, but let's see. More current health than you. I mean, maybe. Who knows? Excuse me. But it's another damage buff, so I'm alright with it. It's not as good as Infernal, but it's still pretty good. When a team obtains the Chemtech Dragonflow, they receive a buff that lets them get a Scion passive. They revive with 80% of their base health, plus 50% of their bonus health, and gain move speed. Yeah, it really is just Scion. They take 40% less damage, deal 33% less damage, and take damage equal to an ever-increasing percent of their start. Oh my god, this is so complicated. You might notice that Chemtech Soul is similar to the Ruined Drake buff from Ultimate Spellbook, and it is. Oh wow, I didn't even know that. So Chemtech Rift. So basically, when this thing comes into the map, it makes little like weenie zones, which you could barely see on this. This is really bad like UI. You could barely see the zones, but there's one near wolves in bot side, one near red, one near wolves in top side, and then another near red. And basically, you're Twitch invised in them. You're Twitch invised in them, and if you go close to someone else, you can see them, but if you're not that close, you can't see them. And you can't see out of it either. It's outside in. You can't see out when you're outside of it inside. So it's pretty cool. It's a very big point of contention, though, but we'll see how it works. By the way, champions with the zone deal up to 10% more damage to enemies who have more current health in them. What? I didn't know that. Maximum damage is achieved when at 340 to 1020 based on level less than them. I did not know these zones give you damage. What the fuck? So if you have one Chemtech Drake and then you go in the zone, you could deal up to 15% bonus damage with just one dragon and you're in the zone. That is crazy. That is crazy. And it says enemies, not even champions, so it could be against the jungle camps too. That is interesting. It might make jungle clear really fast. Anyway, camouflage enemies are not revealed by regular vision wards, but they are revealed by control wards, Scryer's Bloom, and effects that reveal invisible units. They are also revealed when you're standing next to them. Surprise, surprise. Pretty interesting. Pretty crazy. This one's also crazy. The Hextech Drake. So, the Hextech Drake is all about controlling the map, flanking your foes, and trapping the enemy for a wombo combo. AKA, whichever team is ahead is going to really just keep fucking you. Basically. That's basically what it is, because they can just move around the map now. So, it grants 5 ability haste and 5% attack speed, which is good for ADs, finally. And then the soul basically gives you static shiv, but with weenie damage. So, it lets you slow with a basic attack or ability that deals very weenie true damage, but it bounces lightning, and it also slows them too. And does it scale? Yeah, it does scale. Wow, okay. So yeah, it's just a giant, like, slow thing. And if there's no cooldown on it, from you being hit by it, like, if it's a per-person cooldown for the people using it and not, like, the application of, like, oh, if I get it applied to me, I can't have it applied for 5 more seconds. Like, if it's that, that's balanced as hell, and it's going to be honestly underwhelming. If it's a cooldown per enemy champion using it, that's broken, because then you can just keep stacking the slow on the same person. It's actually going to be disgusting. And then the Rift is a pair of Hex Gates appear across the map, which basically allows you to teleport and cheese someone. And they have a 30-second individual cooldown per champion, so you can't spam it. But yeah, so if you want to invade, like, this is the dream for the jungle. If you want to invade, you just go here where it's super safe, go right there, see if their blue's up, bada bing, bada boom. Like, it's actually insane how crazy I think these are going to be. This is scary. This is honestly really scary. Because what if... I think once you go through the portal, you have to commit to it. You can't see the other side unless you're actually going there. So once you go there, and then we can just see that you're coming, they can just literally jump you. It's so crazy. I'm actually really excited to see this. This looks interesting. Oh wait, Cloud Drake. What are they doing with Cloud Drake? The shittiest dragon. The Cloud Drake buff wasn't getting much love this year despite being very powerful. See, this is another lie Riot likes to propagate. They like to say things are powerful, But if the players aren't using it, I'd rather go with the players than what Riot thinks is strong. I think the players will figure out what's strong way faster than Riot will, because look at how they fucking balance champions and shit. And it's like, they'll abuse it if it's abusable. Don't worry. Like, the players will find it. If the players do not like Cloud Drake, that's not it being, powerful and us not using it. That's it being weak and stupid. So anyway, it was hard to tune because it needed to give a lot of ultimate ability haste to be powerful reward, but not so powerful that it completely warped the game. So we're making some adjustments. Run like the wind. Cloud Dragon Soul and Cloud Rift are unchanged. Okay. So Cloud Dragon Soul still gives you some move speed and move speed when you cast your ulti, but let's see what they're doing. Oh, so now the Cloud Dragon buff actually gives you out of combat movement speed. That's really good for roaming. Cool. It gives you slow resistance, which is kind of a useless stat, but okay. So max you could have what? 2 is 7, so 4 is 14. You could have 14% out of combat move speed. You could probably stack that with Relentless Hunter and then get even more. And then I guess the slow resistance is nice. Honestly, this benefits, I think, almost everyone more than the ultimate ability haste did. The ultimate ability haste definitely had its uses on some champions. Karthus. But, yeah, overall, I love movement speed more. I like movement speed. So anyway, Rift Scuttler. They're basically gutting this thing. This thing is every jungler's fucking, like, hot mess. Because we have to Viper Scuttle! We have to Viper Scuttle! Level 3, we have to Viper Scuttle! And, like, if your laner comes to help the jungler, if any laner goes to help their jungler and the other one doesn't, the other jungler who doesn't get the crab basically gets put so far behind, it is stupid. Anyway, the first Rift Scuttler spawn has been too impactful in deciding the outcome of the early game. Yes, sir. So reducing the importance with lessened XP, now it's squishier and tinier, you can defeat it more easily and scuttle back to safety sooner. So the first Scuttle now has 35% reduced health, 80% reduced XP, which is huge, and slightly reduced size to show that it's shittier. But then after this, it's fine. Like, the rest of the Scuttles are the same. But anyway, pretty good. Scuttle's not as important, thank God. New items. So, new items, quote-unquote. No new AD item, which I'm very sad about. But anyway, we're adding some new items for mages, tanks, bruisers, and assassins. And listen to this bullshit, who have all been lacking meaningful options since the item system update last preseason. This is such a lie. And do you want to know why? Whose build path is basically guaranteed? Every match is almost basically the same. Whose is it? Is it mages? Is it tanks? No. Is it assassins? Hell no. I think assassins have one of the biggest variety of item choices. Like, they could build, like, semi-warrior bruiser items. They could build full assassin. They could build, like, crit. You know, some of them can. Master Yi, I'm looking at you. It's like, they could build so many different options. And ADs build the same shit each fucking game unless you're picking, like, a very niche AD. It's actually crazy. Like, that ADs, they think, like, oh, yeah, ADs have a meaningful options. Yeah, no, you know what the meaningful option is? Do I get GA or do I get another crit item? Do I get fucking Lord Doms or do I get anti-heal? Those are my options. What other options are there? There's no other options. So, yeah. It's really bad. But anyway, let's see these items. So, Crown of the Shattered Queen. Mages has often felt at the mercy of their bursty... I thought that said busty. I'm not even gonna lie. November's tough, bro. Bursty foes with little else to do but hide on the far side of teamfights or hope their stopwatch is enough to survive. This item needs to be removed from the fucking game. This is such a shitty item. The new mythics, this new mythic lets them sacrifice some early damage for the chance to live longer, especially in the early game, when a completed Zanya's may not be a good option. Stupid. So, it costs 2,800 gold. It's not that expensive. The build path is Lost Chapter, as with every fucking mage mythic. Kindle Gem, Amp Tome, plus gold. The AP is 70, pretty good. The health is 250. The mana is 600. The haste is 20, which is crazy. This gives a lot of stats. And then, this is the biggest thing. Safeguard passive. So, this is basically like a new Banshee's Veil that doesn't instantly pop. You are safeguarded, reducing incoming champion damage by 75%. and it lasts for 1.5 seconds after being popped, and has a 40-second cooldown upon taking damage from an enemy champion. This is gonna be so stupid. Imagine Malzahar taking this. I don't even want to know how this is gonna like work with his passive, bruh. It's actually gonna be crazy. Like, Malzahar's passive already gives you damage reduction and basically works the same way. So, I mean, honestly, on Malzahar, you really want, like, burn anyway. But still, if you're really thinking, like, hey, I'm playing Malzahar and I, for some reason, am playing the safest, like, bitchiest mid laner in the game and want to be even more safe, you could get this. But, like, goddamn, this is going to be crazy. So, while Safeguard and for 3 seconds after it's broken, gain ability power. Okay. Grants all of the legendary items 1% move speed and 8% AP. This is such a crazy item. Like, I don't know what they mean. You're sacrificing early game, like, damage. I don't understand. Like, it gives you more damage. I mean, obviously, you're not getting, like, a damage passive. Well, you technically are, because it's giving you AP when you pop it. Excuse me. But, yeah, I don't know. This item seems broken. Like, this item seems so anti-assassin, and good on it. I hate assassins, but, like, goddamn. I don't know. This seems super annoying. By the way, next. Even Shroud, I like this item. Tanky supports felt pigeonholed into one mythic, Locket of the Iron Solari. Not true. Well, actually, no, not true. I could see an argument being made for the stupid move speed one. I forgot what it's called, but which was purely a defensive tool. We're adding another mythic for those who want to focus more on engaging offensively instead of relying on Locket's anti-burst. I thought the engaging offensively one was what was it called? It wasn't Banner. Fuck. Shirelia's. It was Shirelia's. I believe. I think it's Shirelia's. I'm pretty sure it is. But anyway, the move speed one. I thought that was for, like, you know, engaging. But whatever. I guess this is for specifically tank supports. Leona. Like, Leona, not maybe even Thresh. Like, oh man, I'm gonna... Oh, so juicy. But anyway. So, it's pretty cheap because it's a support item. It gives pretty decent stats. Armor, MR, haste, health. So, the biggest thing. I thought that said crucifixion. Coruscation. After immobilizing a champion or being immobilized, cause the target and all nearby enemies to repent, increasing the damage they take by 12%. Honestly, that's not too big. And ironically enough, a legendary item already, like, does better than this, and it's Abyssal Mask. But I'm assuming this and Abyssal Mask stack. So if this and Abyssal Mask stack, if you CC someone, you are going to be making them do, because Abyssal Mask gives 15%, right? 15 plus 12 is 27% more damage. That's basically almost, I don't even remember because it's been so long, but you're basically applying an old Deathfire's Grasp to them, I think. Like, which is crazy. This could potentially be really good at just locking someone down and just having them being able to get killed if they get caught out. It's really good. I actually really like this. Great item. Marc. I've been seeing some videos about this one from Dumbs, but prior to the Yomu's Ghostblade buffs in patch 11.17, there weren't many options for assassins to pick up ability haste. This has to be a lie. Marc is a new legendary item designed to be the ability haste pickup while also allowing ability-focused assassins to snowball a lead. So it costs 3k, which is pretty fucking expensive. Its AD is 55, which is whatever. It obviously gives haste and lethality, but the biggest thing about it, whenever an enemy champion dies within 3 seconds of you doing anything to them, you refund, and this is the biggest crazy thing to me, 25% of your ultimate's total cooldown. So if you get 4 assists or kills or anything, if you get 4 procs of this item, which is basically if you kill 4 people, or, you know, participate in 4 deaths, you get your full cooldown, like, ultimate back. Your full ultimate cooldown is just, like, it's done. You get it for free. Now, the biggest thing I could see with this, right? Let's say you pick someone off. You use your ultimate, you pick someone off. Already, that's 25% of the cooldown gone. Then, let's just say there's like 20 seconds or 30 seconds, then the team fight happens. After you get 1 or 2 more kills, or just, you know, procs of this item, you basically get your ultimate back. I've seen some nutty shit with Kha'Zix. I saw Dumbs use this item on Kha'Zix, and he got 3 ultimates in a fight. And it was stupid. This item is potentially really stupid. Thank goodness it's only for, like, assassins, But I can honestly see an argument to why Karthus and stuff would build this shit. This is actually insane. This is a crazy item. By the way, Shadowflame. I actually don't remember what this one does. Offensive options for mages have been quite narrow. Have they now? You have Everfrost, a damage offensive item. You have Liandry's, which I guess is more just, tick whatever. It's not really offensive as much as the other ones. But then you have Ludens, which is, I would say, pretty offensive. And those are the 3 mage items. They're almost all offensive. Like, what the fuck? Especially for those who want legendary items to simply deal more damage, Shadowflame should just let you blow up your opponents. That will be extra spice against those who stop your damage with shields. On shields, on shields. Oh, okay. So this gives a 100 AP, pretty good. A little bit of health, alright. And then the Cinder Bloom passive. Damage enemy champions benefits from 10 to 20% magic pen based on the target's current health. Oh, so it's really for killing. This could be like paired with Void Staff or replaced by Void Staff, honestly. Maximum value at 1000 health or less. Minimum value at 2500 or more. Huh. Gains the maximum magic pen if the target was recently affected by shields. Damn, so the lower they are, the more pen you get against them. What the fuck? That is so crazy. By the way, pretty good. Pretty good item. Winter's Approach. I actually don't know what this does either. Oh, I know which one this is, actually. They just renamed it. Okay. So, Winter's Approach. Tanks who need mana can really struggle during teamfights as they slowly grind through their mana bars. I actually don't know of anyone who does this. Like, which tank needs mana that's not early game? Let the spell spamming commence. Thanks, Wild Rift. Fuck you, Wild Rift. Total cost, it's pretty cheap. It's another tier item, surprisingly enough. And you gain bonus health equal to 8% of your mana. Pretty good. Strike an enemy with an ability or attack to consume a charge and gain 3 bonus mana. Alright, cool. So then it transforms into Fimble Winter, which gives same amount of health, a shit ton more mana, same ability haste. You still gain health equal to 8% of your mana, but slowing or immobilizing an enemy consumes 3% of your current mana and grants a shield for 3 seconds. And it's on an 8-second cooldown. Okay. The shield is increased by 80% if more than one enemy is nearby. So it's really good for team fighting. This is honestly just a shield that you keep applying. This is more not real. I mean, obviously it gives good mana, but like this is more a really good tank item for tanks who want to just last in the team fight. Like this is actually really good. If you just want to be a straight tank, like I could see Ornn getting this. Ornn could get this. Obviously, Singe is going to get this. Like, let's be real. Singe is going to get this. I could actually see some people like Rise getting this too, in fact. But he's probably going to get, I don't know if you could stack this and, yeah, no, you can't stack it. It has the same passive. I was going to say I could see Rise stacking it, but he's not going to stack it with Ceres. But yeah, pretty good tank item for those who want to just, like, keep getting a shield. What's the shield like? It's, 3% of current mana, right? Yeah, of current mana. Fuck, I don't remember how much, like, mana people usually have. Let's just say 2,000. So it's 2,000, 3% of 2,000, well, 10% of 2,000, 200. Half of that is 100. So we're going to say like around 80. And then that's increased by 80%. It's like 100 something. I mean, it's whatever. It seems a little lackluster, honestly, but whatever. Okay, tank items, as if they don't have enough options yet again. Tank mythics sort of feel like reskins of each other right now, and the choices aren't very cool or satisfying. Yeah, because they all have a berm with Bounties. I don't know why they all build from Bounties, but whatever. Just a bunch of different ways to burn people. Honestly, yeah. And then if you want to super burn them, you go like... what is it called? Sunfires. These updates should create more distinction while giving you the durability you need to succeed. We also give the tank with the passives a bit more health. Yeah, I feel like late game tanks are not really tanks. They're just punching bags. But we'll see. Tank legendaries had a different issue with the MR options. Felt really light-sided. I mean, that's been an issue in the game for a while. I feel like it was always easier to gain armor. And MR, you really had to, like, build into it to get a lot out of it. So we're hiding the fantasies of other choices like Fortune Nature and Abyssal Mask. Alright, let's see. So, Immolate. Immolate was meant to help with wave clear, but would instead often throw off your CSing because your own minions would steal the last hits. Damn. This is for bad people. This is for bronze people. We're adding a small quiet life helper to help you miss few of them. The update takes effect on all items that have the passive. Now, execute minions that would be killed by one more tick of Immolate. Okay, cool. So a little slap on the ass right there. Frostfire. So Frostfire is basically, I think, the most underused and useless tank item. I think Frostfire Gauntlet. Why would you ever want this over Sunfires or Turbo Chemtank unless you're someone very niche? Like, I honestly almost never saw anyone go this unless the person themselves was bad. I can't think of any real situation where you'd want this over the other ones. But let's see. In order to differentiate the Immolate tank mythics, we've shifted some of Frostfire's power, Frostfire, and it's a fucking fist, into its signature effect, the Snowbind AoE passive. This chunky hit should make chasing down and debilitating enemies much more satisfying. Let's see. So the old one was you create the slow field. The new one is create a frost field, which is the same shit, that deals damage plus max health to all enemies in the area. Enemies that move across the field are slowed, slow rate, and cooldowns unchanged. So now it just does more damage, so it's a little bit more of an appealing buy. Which was honestly the main problem. Like, Turbo Chemtank, I believe, did damage with its active, and Sunfire just, just burned them to death. So Frostfire was really lacking behind it. It's like, okay, I could either take, like, engage with damage, straight more damage, or a slow. I mean, I don't know about you, but the options are pretty obvious. But yeah, this definitely helps it. Pretty good. It helps you poke at range. Like, Sunfire is for extended, like, fights. This is definitely for poke now. I could actually see a reason to buy this now. Ezreal might buy it too, honestly. I'm a little scared, but whatever. Hopefully Blue Ez doesn't come back. Turbo Chemtank. So they basically nerfed this item into the ground because Engage was broken. So let's see what they're doing. Turbo Chemtank's Immolate effect often felt more like a requirement for jungle clear rather than an interesting passive, where shifting the item's power into one big explosion. So, which should make it the go-to option for Hecarim. Cool. Supercharger, unchanged, or supercharged. Okay, so, new passive. Moving and dealing damage fills up the Chemtank. At 100 stacks, your next basic deals more damage, plus health, plus 3% moves. What the fuck? Magic damage to all nearby enemies. Increase 25% against minions and monsters. So they're basically giving you a non-movement speed oriented Dead Man's Plate. This is good. I actually really like what they're doing with all the tank items. They're leaning into more of like making them unique. It's actually really good. Holy shit. I actually really like this. That's good. So yeah, this is really good for junglers. Holy shit. Sunfire. Sunfire Aegis is the most expensive tank mythic, yeah, and the most popular. Yet its stats are a bit underwhelming. We're buffing up the durability to match its cost. Yeah, they're doing the least to this because this needs the least change. This is the one built the most, so they're not going to do anything to this. So, mythic passive. Empowers each of your other legendary items with 5% slow resist, 5% tenacity, and 50 health. Okay, that's pretty good. You're slightly tankier. It's giving slightly more MR, slightly more armor, and everything else is unchanged. Pretty good. I really like the tank items. Abyssal Mask. Let's see what they do with this one. I'm actually curious about this. Last season, Abyssal Mask was powerful for champs who could use the Immolate effect, or Immobilize effect, excuse me. And pretty much those champs only. Well, yeah, Amumu. We've reshaped it to be more of a hybrid offense-defense tool that shines against magic damage comps or large team fights. It should also be an exciting choice for some AP bruisers and battle mages. So it's same gold cost. They're changing the build. It's giving more health, some cooldown, less MR by half. Jesus Christ. And now, curse nearby enemy champions reducing their magic resist by 5 plus 1% bonus health, max 20. For each cursed enemy, gain magic resist. Huh. So, what's 7 times 5? 7, 14, 20, 28, 35. So, if you curse every enemy, you actually end up getting more MR than this item would have had, but it's weaker before you do that. I actually like the other Abyssal Mask better. I think the other Abyssal Mask is actually a lot better because it was just a flat, like, they take 15% more damage. I actually do not like this new one. Like, it lowers the MR. Wow. What if the rest of your team doesn't do, like, magic? I don't know about this one, honestly. I think this change is actually wiener. Force of Nature. This is probably also one of the least built MR items in the game, unless you're Singed or Udyr, probably. But let's see. Voice of Nature was meant to fill the void Adaptive Helm left behind. It did not feel like it. Adaptive Helm actually helped with tick damage. This does not help with tick damage. But its value straddles between stacking resistances and movement speed. We've condensed and buffed its effects a bit. It should now be the go-to option when facing heavy magic damage comps or high DPS mages like Rise or Cass. So it's giving more MR, move speed is the same, and it has an updated passive. Taking damage from enemy champions goes a stack of Steadfast, max of sticks for 5 seconds. Enemy immobilizing effects grant additional 2 stacks. So what do? When it's 6 stacks of Steadfast, take 20% reduced magic damage and gain 10% increased move speed. That's actually really good. That is super good. But I don't know the reason of getting the stacks, because if you have like 4, you don't get any bonuses. Like, I don't know. I mean, overall, it's better if you stack it. It's definitely better, but it's only for magic. I guess it's okay. This is weird. Knight's Vow. Knight's Vow was unpopular despite being powerful all year. Again, the Riot is thinking something that's just not true. This item isn't powerful. We've returned the ally heal so that the pledge feels more like a mutual partnership rather than a fucking parasitic relationship. We've also sharpened the damage reduction to work better against burst damage. They really just hate assassins, I guess, aside from their ultimates. And remove the movement speed boost. So, it's giving less health regen, but now, while you're worthy, allies nearby reflect 10% of the damage you take and heal for 8% of damage they deal. If you have less than 30% health, redirect 20% of the damage they take to you instead. Oh, if they have less than 30%. Okay, so you actually take more damage. Damn. So you basically give your teammate a 20% damage reduction when they're low. That's really interesting. Holy shit. Yeah, so now you can get healed by them. Thank goodness. Holy shit. That's really good. Aegis. This is probably going to be a nonsense change because it's a build item. Like, it's a item component. We're dropping the price of Aegis. Okay, that's all we need to know. It's cheaper by 100 gold. Cool. Gargoyles. Cheaper. Locket. Combined cost has changed because of this, I'm assuming. Yeah. Oh my god, mage items. Here we go with this bullshit. Mage item choices have been pretty limited this season. That is so false. What are they saying? No, it has not been. It's basically the same, if not better than AD choice options. Are they stupid? Especially for AP bruisers and some battle mages. We're making a few options less generic, but otherwise opening up to all AP users. So stupid. Everfrost, the item only built by like 3 people. Cassidon, Rise, and maybe like a couple other people I'm forgetting, but that's basically the main people. We want to offer a cheap... Oh, and Vagar. We want to offer a cheaper tier of mythics for AP mana users who don't need luxury damage options right away, so we're bringing Everfrost's price down. This way, mana users can opt into cheaper items if they need an earlier spike. Wow, they're reducing this by 400 gold. That's actually huge. The AP is going down by 10. I thought that was 60. Health is the same, mana is the same, haste is wow, so they're just reducing it by 10 AP. Grants all other legendary items less AP by 5. Okay. So, it doesn't... Oh my goodness, I'm doing patch notes, you bitch! So it doesn't scale as hard, but it's... You can get it way earlier, which is pretty good. Anyway, pretty decent, but again, I don't think any of the mage items needed it. Now this, I'm actually curious. I really like Demonic Embrace. Hopefully they don't nerf this, because I really like it on Lilia and Amumu. Demonic Embrace should be a core item for AP bruisers, battle mages, and tanks who want more damage. Interesting. It wasn't fulfilling that role very well. Yeah, it kind of felt a little lackluster damage-wise. So we're removing its stacking resistance, boosting it for melees, and giving it a new passive? What? So it's giving less AP. It's giving more health. And then dealing ability damage burns enemies for 2% melee, 1.2 for range. Max health damage every second. No longer grants resistances, which is fine. But then you gain 2% of your bonus health as ability power. Oh, wow. Okay, so you used to get away with cheesing this on some characters that didn't build health at all, like Malzahar. But yeah, now it's going to be really good on tanks. Holy shit. That's pretty good. That's honestly really good for tanks. It's just a straight buff. I mean, you lose the resistances, but honestly, let's be honest. You didn't buy this item for the resistances. You bought it for the burn. So this is pretty good. Archangel's Staff. So I'm assuming they're going to change this in some way to try and really drive it from being different to the tank item, but I don't know. I think this could honestly just use a buff. So let's see. Archangels and Seraphs were basically just big power sticks of AP and mana this year, basically. We're pushing the item to better fit spell slinging, battle mages, and bruiser playstyles. They just love battle mages and bruisers. Like, what the fuck? Why do they hate ADCs? I don't understand this shit. But, I think Archangels and Seraphs kind of lost their identity because of the active. The active, I remember, was actually pretty useful. It used to give you a shield and consume your current mana. Or was it max mana? I don't really remember. But the shield used to be pretty meaty. Now you don't really get a shield. It's literally just a stat stick. It's literally like, hey, you just do more damage, get more mana. It's one of the least, like, actual gameplay changing items in the entire game. Like, it actually almost changes nothing, but it just gives you damage and mana. It's a really boring item. So let's see what they're going to do. So far, they're on a good track record with how they're changing the items. So, it's giving less AP. Okay. It's giving 200 health. Okay. And then the passive is going to... Wait. Grants ability haste? Wait a minute. So it's moving from damage to cooldown. No way. And then let's see the upgrade. So the upgrade goes to 80. So it's getting some AP back. The health is going slightly up too. And then gaining ability haste equal to 1.3. Restore health equal to 40% of mana spent. Up to trigger. Wow, they brought back fucking Rod of Ages. Seraphs is basically Rod of Ages with a cooldown now. What the fuck? This is actually crazy. What the hell? They actually brought back like the Rod of Ages passives where you heal. So this is actually now a really good just stat item because it gives you sustain, cooldown, damage, mana, and health. This is basically like a mini Rod. Holy shit, this is great. What the fuck? It's a shame it's not on the first part, though, because I remember Catalyst used to give you some sustain, too. But you only have sustain once you complete it, but I feel like you can now rush Seraphs. And if you have a tough laning phase, this is really good. Like, this is really good for Malzahar, fucking Kassadin for sure. Like, my goodness. Ooh, Cosmic. I feel like they updated the picture. What the hell? Cosmic Drive was strong throughout the season. I would agree. On the characters it was strong on, it was very strong. Lilia. But not very exciting. Yeah, I mean, same thing with the Seraphs, but yeah. We're amplifying the fantasy of this move fast, cast fast item and making its passive available way sooner. So, its total cost is unchanged. The AP is going down. The health is going up. The haste is going up. The move speed is new. And now the biggest change is basically... You don't even have to know anything else besides this is now a new phase rush. Except it gives you damage too. It's a better phase rush. You want phase rush? Here it is. But it's actually like damaging. Honestly, like this is so crazy. If you put on phase rush and Cosmic Drive, like Rise is going to be so stupid with this. This is a must buy for Rise. It's so stupid. By the way, Horizon Focus. This is a really good damaging item for long range mages. So... Horizon Focus was a pretty niche glass cannon item that essentially gave long-range mages a lot of bonus damage. We're broadening its use, because I guess not enough people used it, even though they shouldn't have been. So total cost is the same. Build has changed, no one cares. The AP is going way down. It's giving more health, more haste, and it also applies Hypershot to slowed enemies. I guess that does open it up, but I don't know if losing the... how much AP is this? 15, 5... 95, 85, 30 AP is worth the, what, 10% or 15% increased damage? Like, I don't know. That's actually really ass. I'd rather them take out the health. I mean, the ability haste is okay, but I don't think this is broadening its use. I think this is making it worse. I think this is not better. Void Staff. So Void Staff is basically another boring item that just gives you pen. Void Staff was a very powerful item, but generic purchase for amplifying your AP and melting through a mar. Well, yeah, it's a must-buy late game. We're shifting some of its power to its magic pen, so it's not a one-stop shop for mages who buy it. So it's going up by 100, which is whatever. The AP is going down by 5, which is whatever. And then the magic pen is going up. This changes nothing. Everyone's still going to build it as their last item if they want to do damage. This literally changes nothing. It just helps you do more damage against tanks, which is fine. Which is what you bought it for anyway. Doran's Ring. Ooh, they're changing D-Ring? What the hell? We're adding an incentive for Doran's Ring for champions who want to get aggressive in lane. We still want champions to have access to mana in tough matchups, so we're keeping the base mana regen. Now it's just a bonus tree for dueling. What? So before, if you killed a unit, you restored 6 mana. And if you can't gain mana, you gained health, which was pretty decent. It's way better than the old D-Ring, which just gave mana. So now restores a certain amount of mana each second, which is pretty good. It basically gives you flat mana regen, no matter what. So if you're bad at CSing, this helps you. And then damaging an enemy champion increases the amount to 1.25 mana every second for 10 seconds. If you can't gain mana, you restore 50% of the value as health. So yeah, it's just pretty good if you want to trade now. If you're an aggressive laner, this D-Ring helps you more. Great. Great change. I actually like that. Hextech Alternator. Oh my god, this is going to take so fucking long. How long have I been at this shit? 45 minutes. Yeah, we're definitely going to get to the hour. Holy fuck. We're a little over halfway through, though. Jesus Christ. I mean, the bottom is mostly bug fixes, but whatever. Hextech Alternator. So this item is basically a component, so I imagine they're not really doing anything crazy. Hextech was one of the many AP damage items that was a bit too glass cannon-y. I don't even know what that means. So I think the total thing of what they're saying is we don't want mages to do as much damage and die. We want them to do a little less damage but live longer. I think that's the whole thing, and you can see it here. 40 to 25, but they're giving it health. Okay, stupid. Hextech Rocket Belt. They're changing the build. Okay, no one cares. Night Harvester. Changing the build. No one cares. Lethality. As if fucking assassins don't have enough of options. Like, honestly. Bruh. Where's the AD update? This is so stupid. While assassins were strong, their mythics felt lackluster. Yeah, because mostly, like, why go an assassin? We could go someone else and use this. Like a top laner. Like a fucking bruiser. Anyway. Many assassins were opting into mythics like Gore Drinker because it was broken. Or Stride Breaker because it was broken. And some rushed legendaries like Yomu's before their mythics. Well, yeah, because I guess the mythics do kind of suck then. We're not opposed to flexing into unique builds, but building a lethality mythic first was almost always the weaker option, which is so weird because lethality is supposed to be stronger the earlier you get it. We're reducing the gap between mythics and Yomu's for melee lethality users, while ranged lethality users should be relatively unaffected. So my assumption here is they're probably going to nerf Yomu's, so let's see what they do. Duskblade is getting cheaper, and now the damage is going up. Cool. So it's a little better early. Eclipse, which got nerfed into the ground because everyone used it, or did Riot forget that? So cooldown for melee champions reduced from 9 seconds to 6 seconds. All else unchanged. So you can use it more often. That's actually pretty crazy. Prowler's Claw. I'm actually seeing this item get used a lot more now, which is pretty good. The dash now deals a little bit more damage. Cool. I still think all these items are whatever. This is really good, though, for melees. Like Eclipse, Riven is definitely going to build that shit. It's going to be crazy. And then Yomu's, they're nerfing it. They're making it cost 100 more. Cool. Okay. Oh, finally we're up to the runes. Okay, so I have some strong opinions about this new First Strike bullshit. So before I say them, though, let's read it. First Strike is a new inspiration keystone, aka the fucking tree that has no clue what it wants to be, that gives you a huge damage and gold boost when you strike an enemy champion first, but nothing if they hit you first, which is interesting. It's been great for artillery champions and assassins during playtests, and we're excited to see you experiment with it. You can read more details behind its design here, which we're not going to do because this thing is stupid. So anyway, nitty gritty. Basic attacks or abilities, so anything you do, against an enemy champion within 0.25 seconds of entering combat. So basically, they could attack you first, and as long as you were attacking them at the same time, you'll still get it, even if they hit you first. As long as it's near the same time, it'll still count. So it grants you 5 gold, which, I mean, I guess, that kind of just feels tacked on for no reason. And First Strike for 3 seconds. So the First Strike passive of getting that for 3 seconds basically means for the next 3 seconds you deal 10% extra damage, and all of the extra damage you deal the 10%, as long as you're melee, obviously, is returned to you as gold after the 3 seconds is up. And it has a 25 to 15 second cooldown. So, overall, what do I see this as? It's a way to do 10% bonus damage for 3 seconds, which is not too good. It's not too bad, but it's not too good. And it's a way to get ahead with gold. Now, here's my problem with this rune. This rune is basically a really good mid-game rune. Early game, the cooldown is 25 seconds. And the biggest problem I have is if the enemy attacks you first, it puts it on the full 25 second cooldown. So all they need to do is poke you once before you poke them, or go for an extended trade, and that thing is on a 25 second cooldown. Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? Like, it gets way better later in the mid game and the late game, but it's like, at that point, I mean, yeah, you probably still need gold for your final, like, couple items, but if you're ahead, like, this rune is useless. I really feel like this rune is for niche situations, but it's like, the most time you're going to get the most gold out of this is going to be late game, and you already have your full build for the most part, so it's like, why? Why do you need this? Its strength is going to be like early mid game, mostly mid game, because that's when you could do enough damage bonus with the 10% to actually like start getting decent amounts of gold. But it's still, I could just see so many better options than this stupid shit. I feel like this is going to be super niche on some characters, and it's going to be a little ass. They should have made, honestly, they should have made the fucking bonus 15% bonus damage. I think if they do that, it'll actually be a lot better. But anyway, I think it's whatever. It has its place, I guess. But I don't like it. I do not like it at all. So, prototype Omnistone. Yeah, they're taking it out. So, they removed it. I mean, Omnistone was basically used by almost no one, except if you want it to be stupid. So, that's fine. So, Glacial. This is the next one that's getting a major change. So, some champions were using Glacial Augment's freeze rate to CC enemies before casting skill shots to guarantee a wombo. Which, though clever, wasn't the intended design. What the fuck was the intended design of this shit? Just to slow enemies further? Like, we already have, like, other items to do that, like Shirelias and fucking Rylai's. So this was stupid. This was stupid to begin with. The updated version should appeal to tanks and some enchanters without removing skill expression. We think it's particularly useful to defend allies or amplify huge engages. So, instead of just, creating a slow on enemies with the basics, which was basically the best rune for Senna, now immobilizing an enemy champion will cause 3 glacial rays to emanate from them, I guess, towards... Okay, so I thought it was random, but it actually goes towards other champions. That's good. Creating frozen lines for a few seconds that slow enemies for 35%, plus heal and shield power, plus another this, that. Okay, cool. So, it reduces their damage dealt by 50% against your allies, not you though, and the frozen lines last for 3 plus 100% of the final duration of immobilizing effect. Seconds. So, basically, what does this mean? If you CC someone, you send out a frozen ray that makes them deal less damage, and they get slowed, obviously. Now, the main thing I don't like about this is for supports. Which support is this for? Like, they added a lot of stuff in this patch for tanks and engage tanks, so you have to engage with this. But who the fuck is going to use this? Like, I don't fucking know. Maybe if you want even more CC, I could see it, but I don't know. This one just feels weird. It might be super annoying, though, depending on how bad this slow really is. And the 15% damage reduction is pretty good. Excuse me. But, yeah, I don't know. Like, why would you not want Aftershock? Why would you want this? And the worst part is it has to be used on a support because you can't solo lane it. It doesn't affect you at all. Like, it's so... I don't know. It's so weird. They basically made this rune a lot less viable on a lot of champions. They basically made this rune only usable by, like, a handful of people. Super weird. Super weird. Anyway, Lethal. Finally we get to the one change that marksmen are getting for this entire new year. Oh my god, this is so stupid. ADs have gotten the shaft this patch. It is so bad. But this is a really good thing for us. So, and it's not only for us too. That's the bullshit part. But anyway, lethal tempo. The keystones available for marksman felt a little flat. Well, yeah, because what was it called? Fleet footwork is basically not for marksman anymore. They saw to that. So we're basically left with PTA, lethal, and Conqueror. But Conqueror they nerfed for range, so it's basically between PTA and lethal. Or some other tree. So it's like, I don't know. Hail of Blades offered a burst of instant attack speed, which was basically only used by a couple people like Trist. And then Lethal Tempo is a delayed burst of attack speed, which was really good late game for people like Jinx, Twitch, people you just want to hyper carry on. It was basically really good for late game hyper carries. And press the attack a delayed burst of damage. Yeah, I agree with that. Lethal Tempo stood out as the least popular of the bunch despite having a similar win rate. You know why? Because it's delayed and it felt shitty to use. More often than not, right when you start attacking is right when you need it. Or you need to build up to it. But it's like, it needs to have some sort of threat. I don't know. Lethal just felt so weird with having the charge up time. It felt really ass. But anyway. They're finally fixing this because, well, let's keep going. This meant that it was either more niche, which I would agree, less satisfying, definitely agree, it was super not satisfying, until you got like the perfectly timed lethal tempo proc in the team fight where you could just actually wreck face. But that was very few and far between. So, we're clarifying lethal tempo's identity as the best ramping option for long-term value and adding attack range to make it more unique, or basically to make it more appealing to marksmen so they don't bitch. If they just added the attack speed, this will be so shitty for marksmen, because the attack speed is not that good for ranged anyway. But anyway. Yeah, so they're removing the attack speed proc, and now you gain 15% for melee, or 5% for ranged, attack speed for 6 seconds when striking at least one enemy champion with each auto, and then it stacks. So overall, you get 30% attack speed at max stacks for lethal, but there's no cooldown anymore. It can never be off cooldown. You don't have to ramp it up. It's as long as you're attacking, you get more attack speed. And when it's at its cap, you can increase your attack speed cap to wait. This can't be correct. Wait, am I reading this right? You gain 100% range, which is really good, but it increases your attack speed cap from 2.5 to 10. I thought they put it to 3. Oh, this is crazy. Okay. Alright, this is good. This is better than I thought. Because a lot of people with lethal, for those who used it, definitely got way above like the 3.0 attack speed cap. So I thought when they said like on PB they were putting it to 3, I was like, damn, that's kind of low. Like a lot of people are going to hit that. But I mean, it doesn't give as much as the other one. The other lethal gave 110%. This one gives 30 max, but still, they're increasing it to 10, which is kind of crazy. That I don't know if that's a typo, but that's really crazy. I don't think anyone can hit 10 unless like you're super cheesing like something with attack speed, like Jinx or something, or Twitch. Like I don't know. This is cool though. This is really good. I really like the new lethal. Despite ADs getting next to nothing, the new lethal seems pretty good, and I'm actually going to use it. But anyway, Ultimate Spellbook, this shit's back. They added a lot more ultis, as you can see here. And then they removed Malphite, because his ult is stupid. And then Ash's ult is getting less cooldown, so that's fine. Auto Smite. Okay, I actually want to read this. So jungle mains around the world rejoice. We're introducing a special feature called Auto Smite so that junglers can still pick a summoner spell other than Smite. Junglers will be locked into taking Auto Smite instead of a placeholder alternate summoner spell during the champ select. Auto Smite gets replaced by the alternate that you select at the beginning of the game, granting you a buff that's also called Auto Smite. When fighting epic monsters... Okay, so when fighting jungle camps, Auto Smite automatically executes the monster once it reaches the threshold health, which a regular Smite would last hit them. That's crazy good. Holy shit. So what happens if everyone takes Smite? Why would everyone not take Smite? This doesn't make any sense. This actually doesn't make any sense. You could just take Smite and then just everyone can have a Smite on the team. What the fuck? I mean, maybe you lose out on Flash at that point, but what the hell? This is so weird. This is super weird. What the fuck? But anyway, we're also introducing a jungle star item called Obsidian Edge that will only be available on Ultimate Spellbook. The same stats as the other two jungle items, but with a different completion criteria, just for auto smite and without chilling or challenging smite's effects. Okay, yeah, alright, that makes sense. Ivern's auto smite works a little differently because he's Ivern. When Ivern takes auto smite, he will not be able to use it to bypass passive. However, freeing a qualifying jungle camp will trigger auto smite, granting him the heal and jungle starter item stack rather than a regular smite would. What? Will trigger auto smite. Also, he'll heal from every single one. That's crazy. Anyway, the only dragons that will spawn in this mode are the new Hextech and Chemtech Drakes. And we get Echoes of Ruination. If we kill them, he attacks again, returns supply Echoes of Ruination, dealing take damage on the tower. Okay, cool. So, Caitlyn, Jace, and Jinx are also getting ASUs, which basically means they're getting a touch-up, which is fine. No one cares. And then all chat. Based on initial results, it's really disabled all chat. We're continuing to disable where it's already in effect, but we're not adding additional regions, so NA still has all chat. Cool. From here on out, we'll message any per region changes to impacted regions only unless we've got global updates to share. Okay, cool. So nothing's changing. End of season rewards are going to be coming. Cool, by December 16th. Nice. Right, regions in Garena only. Clash, end of season rewards will be distributing this patch. Oh, for us. Okay, cool. December 10th, Riot regions only. Cool. Ixtal Clash, I don't give a shit. Bug fixes, no one cares. Oh my lord. And finally, the skins. So, we have a lot of the chromos. We have basically young Caitlyn, young Jinx, which I think are some of the few... I mean, these go along with the Jason Vi skins, obviously. These are some of the few 975s I think we've gotten in, like, a very long time, and we will get in a very long time. Because Riot knows, if it's not 1350 or above, it's not worth the fucking effort. But these are, quote-unquote, free skins for the event, so that's fine. But, they're pretty alright. I mean, if you have any other skin's better than these, but if you have no skin, it's a nice little alternative. Now on to the Cafe Cuties. So, I don't know who the fuck... I mean, I know who this is appealing to. This is appealing to fucking Cretans. But overall, I think they're actually pretty decent skin lines. A lot of skin lines now are coming out that are not China... Like, oh my god, what is it called? I was going to say apologist, but that's not the right word. It's not China appealing. They're not appealing to, like, any of China's themes that they like, which is good. But they don't appeal to my themes either, which is like, damn. But I still think they're really solid skins. It's just not my thematic, but I think we need just more varied thematics, and this definitely cuts the cake. And the next skin line we're getting to, which is Debonair again, they're really doing good with Debonair. Like, next patch, the Debonair skins, mwah, really good. Really, really good. I just never agree with the champions they give it to. But anyway. Cafe Cuties, Vlad, pretty decent. I mean, this is basically for women, I'm pretty sure. Or really weird men. Anyway, Cafe Cuties Sivir, pretty okay. Cafe Cuties Bard is, in my opinion, probably the best skin in this whole patch. Cafe Cuties Annie is okay. Cafe Cuties Soraka is pretty good. I know the Soraka mains like it. Although I think her legendary is still better. And then Cafe Cuties Gwen. I mean, Gwen just fits the thematic so well. Everyone else is like whatever here, but Gwen, mwah, I think second best skin on the patch. Best skin, though, definitely goes to Bard. Bard works really well with the theme, and his W's in the skin are really good. But anyway, that's about it for the preseason patch. This took me about an hour and 4 minutes, so an hour and 5. Not bad. I honestly thought it was going to go a little longer, but they had no champion changes in here, which is fine by me. I didn't want it to be longer. But overall, man, I can't rate this one too high. They have a lot of interesting changes and, like, new stuff that I think is going to be interesting. It's a lot more tame than the other seasons, I feel. It doesn't feel as big aside from the dragons. So, I don't know. Like, I think overall it's good. It's just I really wanted to see more stuff for ADs, but I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 mark, Merrills. I want to give it less, but I feel like they added like because they just disrespected my entire role. They disrespected like ADC like crazy. They just hate ADs. I don't know what it is. Like what the fuck, bruh. But anyway, yeah. So aside from that though, if you're not an AD man, this is probably pretty good. So yeah, 7 out of 10 Mark Merrills. I'm not really gonna play League until there's a new pass out, or until I have to play to get the skins before they go away. But overall, yeah, 7 out of 10. I mean, it's okay. I wish to see more AD changes, but the one and only change ADs really got was lethal, and it is a pretty good change. But we'll see. But anyway, yeah. Hope you enjoyed. I'm out. Hopefully the next patch isn't for a while. I don't know if it's gonna be in 2 weeks or not. It should be at the start of next season, so I'm not too sure. But yeah, I'll see you guys whenever next patch comes out. I'm out of here.